You guys might realize that I am a huge mixed martial arts fan, right? And I've been loving mixed martial arts. To watch UFC like way back in like the late 90s, early 2000s, when it was basically banned from pay-per-view, banned from even being watched, and there was no stuff on TV, so it was always based around you had to get the VHS tapes and watch it. So my take on this whole Conor McGregor fight is, yeah, Conor McGregor's a beast, right? He's always done what he's done. He's trash talked. He's done what he's done. This time, the trash talk seems very forced, seems unnatural.
It used to be a lot better than that, man. The trash talk was a lot better than that. Fucking weak.
Now on fight week, it's the exact opposite. So when did that switch happen?
Because he got knocked the fuck out.
Zero response from Conor.
You have won exactly one fight since Barack Obama was president.
Shut your mouth, I go down and smash you now. It's one more fight I won than your little shitty ass.
He's just putting his hammers on, his hard at it. My boot's been strapped for the last 10 years.
And he's talking about Dustin Poirier's wife, like, and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, you're talking about his wife. You're doing all those low blow little dumb jabs that he's doing, right? And to be completely honest with you, when you have a guy like Conor McGregor trash talking and being in Dustin Poirier's face, and Dustin Poirier is just very calm and collected, and he's just sitting there just chilling like that, tell it in his face it's not affecting him. He's not breathing heavy. He's not getting real amped up like I want to hurt this guy. He's not getting emotional. That tells me he's gonna win the fight. I'll say it again. Conor McGregor has not really been competitive in the last 3 years. He fought Floyd Mayweather and lost. He fought Dustin Poirier the second time and lost. He lost to Khabib and lost. For a betting man, I would bet the house that Conor McGregor loses the fight probably quicker, sooner, and it's going to be done with. I believe Conor McGregor is going to get knocked out. Here's the crazy part. Conor McGregor, in an interview with ESPN's Stephen A. Smith, he goes, my MMA record is 19-1, not 19-5. And he goes, I don't count all the submission losses. I don't count all the decision losses. I only count getting knocked out as a true form of a defeat. So he's already going into the mindset of, I've only lost one fight. So he's saying he didn't lose to Khabib. He's saying he didn't lose to Khabib. He didn't lose to Nate Diaz, which he already proved that Nate Diaz beat him on the ground. Khabib beat him on the ground and submitted him. At the end of the day, what's going to happen is Conor's going to get taken down in this fight, I believe, a lot more and beat down, or Dustin's going to clip him in the beginning of the fight and knock his ass out. I don't see Conor motivated to actually win this fight. I don't think he's motivated to be another champion. He goes, well, I'm going to be the champion. He's saying this stuff. I think he's trying to trick himself into believing that he's the guy that he once was when they first fought in like 2015. And to be honest, Conor McGregor is not the same guy that he was when he was coming up in the ranks in 2014 to 2015. Those 2013 to 2015 year, that was when Conor was fighting all the guys. He was fighting 3 times a year. He was the biggest pay-per-view draw. He was very confident, trash-talking everybody. You think about it, Conor McGregor is a good fighter, right? But he's been focusing so much of his time in the last couple of years to boxing. So his boxing skills are good, but he's straying away from the jiu-jitsu, from the wrestling. What would shock me if he came in and started shooting double legs and shooting takedowns? That would be a lot different than what we would think Conor would do. What do I think's going to happen? Conor's going to come out very aggressive, very, very quick, very, very fast. And I believe Conor is going to throw spinning back kicks and spinning wheel kicks. I believe he's going to go back to that throwing a lot of leg kicks and being more dynamic than just a typical boxer. Because if he comes in this fight tonight like he did in Abu Dhabi against Dustin Poirier back in January, it's going to be a short fight because Dustin Poirier, I believe his boxing is better than Conor's. He hits hard as a mother trucker, and Conor, when he gets clipped, can get his ass knocked out. I believe that's what's going to happen. He's going to come in there very hungry, very fast, very aggressively, and Dustin Poirier is going to be very prepared for this. I think Dustin's coming in here just like Holly Holmes came in against Ronda Rousey. He's coming into this fight like Conor McGregor did against Jose Aldo. They were so comfortable, very relaxed, and they did what they did. If you look at any Conor McGregor fight, when he fought any guy who could take him down, he lost the fight. If you had a full training camp with Chad Mendes would have mopped the floor with him if he had a full training camp, because he was mopping the floor with him with all the takedowns. His ground game is suspect. It's not great. He has very decent ground game against somebody like me. He could grapple me all day. But at the end of the day, we're going to see Conor McGregor losing, and he's not going to be that relevant fighter anymore. I think his star is fading out. It's fizzling. And the general public is going to start coming to terms that Conor is not the guy he once was. And Conor needs to just pack his bags and go away. He's in the same aspect. I think Conor's in the same aspect as Tony Ferguson. He once was a elite fighter. He once was a big, huge star. And I believe the problem is you take so much time off and your skills hasn't developed as much as Dustin. That's why his star is fizzling, and he's fighting for relevancy and not just for a #1 contender fight. I believe Dustin's going to go in there very comfortable and very relaxed and beat Conor, because it seems like Conor McGregor is being very, very emotional. And when Dustin Poirier during the press conference goes, the crap talking, the trash talking, it's not working. I don't even deal with it anymore. It's just whatever. And that's the same mindset that Khabib had. It was just, it's whatever. You could say what you want, but we know at the end of the day who's going to win and who's going to lose. I've seen it multiple times. The guy who really amps up the trash talking usually loses. GSP beat up Matt Hughes, who trash talked. BJ Penn got beat up by George St. Pierre, because George St. Pierre wasn't trash talking. He was very comfortable and very relaxed, and BJ Penn was the guy getting real riled up and trash talking, and look what happened. Same thing with GSP beating up Matt Serra. We've seen it multiple times, but this time Conor McGregor's trash talking seems forced, not great. Calling him pinhead, calling out his wife, doing all this ridiculous stuff that realistically I believe is just going to get him hurt. So as always, my take is, if you're betting on this fight, go for Conor McGregor as the loser, Dustin Poirier for the winner. And if you watch this video and you go, oh shit, Trevor, you're right. I've been right all the time. I've been right with Conor McGregor beating Jose Aldo very. I was right calling Holly Holmes beating Ronda Rousey. I was right with Amanda Nunes beating Chris Cyborg. I've never bet on any fights, but I'm like, I should be putting money down on a fight, because if you look at all those people that I just named, they've all dominated the fighters. And I'm like, I could see stuff, because I know the skill set. I see it. And a lot of times, like Joey Coco Diaz, the comedian, has said, when you watch the fights, wait till the weigh-ins and see who's very tense, very wanting to get in there and fight. And that's what Conor McGregor did. He threw a leg kick at Dustin Poirier at the weigh-ins, and Dustin was just like this, like, okay. Like, he didn't seem fazed by it whatsoever. And the guy who's always like flinching and trying to get in someone's face, they're the ones that are usually the more emotional, the more aggressive, because they're trying to intimidate their opponent, even though in their mind they've already lost the fight. And a lot of people did this to Anderson Silva. They would get up in his face and Silva would just sit there and go, I'm just going to beat you tomorrow, so it doesn't matter what you do. I'm not intimidated. So that's my take on the whole fight. I hope you guys enjoy the fight. If you are watching it, I know this ain't my typical video, but I wanted to break down the fight, and I definitely come to the conclusion that more than 50% of the time, the guy who wins the second fight wins the third fight convincingly, faster, and easier. But as always, so with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know who you think is going to win and why.